Hey guys, thanks for watching. Today is my RV quarantine cooking day, and I promised you that I was going to show you how to make cornbread in your Instant Pot. So stay tuned for that.
I've got news for you, things I want to pursue. I'm jumping off Kilimanjaro, Kilimanjaro. I've got the wind in my hair, oh Kilimanjaro.
Using a 3-quart Instant Pot. This is the one that I travel with. I have a larger one at home, and I've put in about 1 cup of water inside the Instant Pot into the insert, the stainless steel insert that it comes with. You're going to put that inside, and you're going to put 1 cup of water in there, and then you're also going to put the trivet that it came with inside of that. Okay, just so you know, this recipe is equal to 1 box of Jiffy mix. So if you don't want to buy Jiffy mix anymore, you can make your own. So this is a recipe that you're going to make at your own house, and this is the exact same thing as an entire box of Jiffy cornbread mix. So there's no reason to buy cornbread mix anymore because you have the recipe today. In order to use your Instant Pot for baking anything, you really need to have a pan, and I use the springform pan because I travel with just 1 pan, and it has to be versatile enough that I can make anything in this. So I can make casseroles, I can make custards, I can make a cheesecake in this, which comes out super great inside the Instant Pot. So this is something that you can buy at Michael's because they do have the smaller sizes. This is about a 7-inch springform pan. The springform pan is basically, pop it out and you just put this inside and you just close this up, and this locks in place, and then as you can see, it's a pan, and then when I'm ready to take it off, I just open it up, and it's easy to clean. So I really like this kind for on the road. First thing I'm going to do before I cook this is I have some coconut oil. You can use Pam or whatever you want. I prefer not to use the spray stuff, and I don't usually travel with all that extra stuff, but I do have I always have some coconut oil. So I'm just going to, actually this is so big, I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to rub coconut oil all over the pan. Get some of that oil and just coat it really well. I'm going to put it on the sides and the inside. I'm going to rub it in really well because I want it to be non-stick, and I don't want it to stick. Especially when you're on the road, you want everything to be non-stick because you don't want it to be cleaning or soaking things overnight. You know, we're limited on water, so that's why you're going to do this. So I have a small camper, so I don't travel with a lot of things because I don't need to. I could just use coconut oil for this. I use coconut oil for lots of things on the road. It's very multi-purpose for me. I use it for cooking and I use it for beauty. I don't use moisturizers, any creams at all for my skin. I only use coconut oil. I also put a little bit of coconut oil in my hair after I wash it. I moisturize my hands with coconut oil. I use coconut oil for everything. So if there's one thing that I like to travel with, it's definitely coconut oil. Okay, and for this recipe, we're going to need 2/3 cup of flour. We're going to need a 1/2 cup of cornmeal, yellow cornmeal. So going to need 3 tablespoons of sugar. We're going to need 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and we're going to need 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Then I like to add cheese into my cornbread, so I'm adding about 1/2 cup of grated cheese, and then I'm also adding about maybe a cup of corn because I really like corn. This is frozen corn, so it's about a cup of corn that I'm also going to add in there. I don't use a mixing bowl because I travel, so if I don't have to use a mixing bowl, I don't. I mix everything right in here. This is going to be super simple. It's going to be 2/3 cup of flour. So let's get this flour here. So it's going to be 2/3 cup of flour, and then it's going to be 1/3 cup of cornmeal mix. That's a half. We're going to put in 3 tablespoons of sugar. These are all the dry ingredients. We're putting in 1 tablespoon of baking powder. That's going in there, and then we're going to put in 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And there it is. Okay, so right now, these are all the dry ingredients. Now we're going to make the cornbread. So I'm going to add 1 egg. There's 1 egg. So I'm going to mix it up. So that's good enough for me. So then I'm going to add my milk. This is a mason jar with a Parmesan lid. So if you didn't know, you can use your Parmesan lids on your mason jars, which are great because you have the option of the bigger one. You can drink from this with a straw if you're traveling. You also have the option of putting your straw in there as well and sipping it from here, or putting a straw in there. I'm going to use this side because I have a 1/2 cup of milk, so I'm not going to use the whole thing in here, but I brought a little bit extra just in case it's a little dry and I need to add a little more. So we're going to mix this up now. Okay, so now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil or olive oil, which is what I'm using today, 2 tablespoons. So we're doing 1, and then we're doing 2. Okay, get that all in there. Now we're going to mix this in really well, and then if we need a little bit more milk, we can add a little bit more milk. It all depends. I find that it depends a lot on the temperature that it is where you're at. So sometimes if it's really dry out, it might be a little thicker. This needs a little bit more milk. So I'm just going to add a little bit more. And I think we're good right here with that amount. I'm just going to get it all in there really good. So it's not super watery. It runs really well. So now at this point, I'm going to add my cheese and my corn. I'm going to put my corn first. My corn is frozen, so that's going to add a little bit of more water in there, which is going to be fine. And then I'm going to add my grated cheese in there. Okay, I don't add butter. The reason I put olive oil is because, number one, that's what I have on hand. So when I'm traveling, I don't travel with lots of things. So I'm traveling with olive oil. I'm going to use olive oil because no matter what, I'm going to eat it with butter anyway. So it's going to get butter at the end. So this is what it looks like. You see the cheese, the corn. I'm going to tap it on the counter just to get everything nice and flat in there. After I finish tapping it, make sure it's nice and flat, I'm going to go ahead and put it in my Instant Pot. It's going right on top of the trivet. Some people, what they do is they put a covering, like aluminum foil covering over it. I don't do that because cornbread is so dry, so I don't mind some of the condensation going back into the cornbread. At the end, it's not really going to matter because it's going to come out, but I feel that the cornbread comes out super moist if you leave it like that. Okay, I'm going to set the lid on, put it on manual, and I'm going to put it for 30 minutes. And in 30 minutes, your cornbread should be done. Okay, I've been busy while I'm waiting for the cornbread. Let's check on it and see how much more time. Oh, 1 more minute. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just, we're going to cancel. We're going to turn it off. I'm going to unplug it. And we're going to let the pressure release naturally. So it's going to probably be about 10 minutes or so. I'm not in a rush. I'm just going to let it sit. So let's go back to the Airstream and see how the cornbread is coming along. Let's go over here and see what's going on. So we're going to open this a little bit. There's still a little bit of pressure in there, but that's okay. We'll let it out. See how this came out? Oh, look at this. Look how beautiful that is. Oh, wow. That is really nice. Let that cool. Oh, my God. It smells so good. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a butter knife, and I'm just going to go around it and kind of just separate it from the pan. This is going to be super easy to take out because we're just going to pop it open. So I'm going to get a plate here, and then I'm just going to take the springform, and you're just going to pop that open. You can see how easy that came out. Look how beautiful that is. Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. Wow. And it still has a pan on the bottom, so I can turn it over and remove that, or you can just leave it on. There we go. And that came out so nice. Look at that. Look at all that butter I put on there. Oh my God. Jars, your empty jars are great for you to just store your dry mix ingredients for the Jiffy. And then all you have to do is add your oil, your egg, and your milk when you're ready to cook it. And you can see how it's one pot cooking, super easy and so delicious for breakfast. It's amazing. I have the recipe link in my blog. So go to my blog so you can get the exact recipe for this and how I made it. I'm also going to have a recipe for the challah bread. Last week I said it was challah bread, but it's actually, because it's CH, but it's actually said challah bread, which is a bread that they use for Passover. So if you're interested in making that bread, which is a braided bread for Easter, I'll also have the recipe on my blog, so you can go there. The link is down in the description box below. And then I'm also going to be posting for you sometime this week the notes from my RV video about things you need to remember when you're buying an RV. So those are also going to be on my blog. So give me a few days to post that, because right now I want to put the recipes up first for Easter. So give me till like next week, and then you can go there and you can find all the notes over there on my blog. Thanks for watching. If you like this recipe, please give it a thumbs up. Hope you all have a wonderful Easter. Stay tuned, because I got my travel with the girls coming up this week, and then I also have a special Easter video for all of you. Thank you for watching. Have a lovely day. Bon appetit. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. Don't forget to leave your comments down below. Ooh. So falling asleep. Yeah, that was comfortable. What's this? Stickers. Get yours by going to the description box below.